If you're wondering how to trust yourself again when you've made a decision that didn't result the way you wanted it to, you're probably asking yourself the wrong question. Most people think that they've lost trust in themselves because they've made bad decisions. And I'm here to challenge that. By the end of this video, you'll understand on a deeper level why you've lost that trust and the relationships that you need to change in order to ever get that trust back. So number one, really check in with yourself on your relationship with God, with universe, with spirit, with that greater consciousness that exists, whatever you call that. Do you feel connected to it? Do you get caught in the illusion that you're separate from it? If you get into that angst that this life experience that we're having is the end all be all, that decision that you've made, that wrong decision that you've made is dire. If you get caught in that illusion, you're forgetting the reality that you are energy first. First and foremost, you are in this world, but you are not of it. Because if you stayed connected to that and you stayed connected to the beauty that exists, the limitless energy that exists, that you are as part of consciousness, already that gives you a bit of breathing room. So check in, stop and ask yourself those kind of questions. Where is it that I feel disconnected? Where am I forgetting the bigger picture of all that I'm involved in? And why? Are there any areas that I have some indoctrination that perhaps it's time for me to let go? Some people I talk with are indoctrinated with the idea that you're here to suffer in some form, or that you're here to sacrifice yourself in service to others, sacrifice your own joy, your own fulfillment. So if there's any lingering energy in that, that in and of itself is going to lead you down a path of doubt. Because innately, innately, no matter what you've been taught, innately that's not true. Innately, you know that you're here for joy and freedom and fulfillment and expansion, and to contribute in service without sacrifice. So if there's any kind of conflict there, you are going to doubt yourself. You are going to feel like you're not on stable ground. Number two, the relationship you have with the previous decisions you've made, whether or not you've been attached to that outcome. So if I'm attached to a very specific outcome from a decision that I've made, then I am going to naturally question that decision. I'm naturally going to default into this was a bad decision. So again, how do I trust myself on a deeper level? I come back to knowing that I can't always see the dominoes at play. There's a fable I heard that I will tweak for my purposes here, but it's a Chinese fable that talks about a man, a farmer that owned a horse. And he made the decision one day to let the horse out of the fenced-in area, tie him up so he could graze on some of the grass that was fresh out there in the field. And within an hour or two, the horse had actually broken free of the rope and run away. And the neighbor was talking to the farmer and kind of giving him this impression like, oh man, what a bad decision. And, the farmer said, well, you never know. And the next day, the horse comes back and is actually bringing two wild horses with him, leading them in. So now the farmer has three horses. And the neighbor, of course, then chimes in, oh my gosh, what good luck, et cetera, et cetera. And the farmer says, yeah, you never know. And then the farmer makes a decision to have his son a couple days later go in and ride one of the wild horses, try to break him in a little bit. And the moment his son gets on the horse just violently bucks and throws the son off of the horse. And the son breaks his leg in three places. And of course, the neighbor again, who's all caught in this limited world, says, oh my gosh, I was really concerned about the decision you made. What dumb luck. But seriously, do you think maybe that you shouldn't have made that decision?" The farmer looked and he said, "Well, we'll see." And a couple days later, the army comes in and is enlisting all able bodied men to the front of the war that was happening at the time. You just never know. You never know how the decisions that you're making, that you're being guided toward, that you're feeling pulled toward. You just never know. You expect that there's a certain outcome because we always attach some kind of outcome to that decision we're being guided towards. We just don't know. We think that pawn is going to create checkmate, but it's actually 10 moves down that gets us to where we're really hoping to be, that we're really desiring to be. So that idea of really associating the previous decisions I've made with a bad decision, that relationship you have to change. And that is a key component to doing that. Another piece of that is now taking that and saying, okay, what did I learn from that decision? How did that contribute to my growth? What did I learn about myself by making that decision? What did I enjoy about the whole experience? Or what am I grateful for about that whole experience? And then also, what would I do differently from this new space, this new plateau, if you will, these little mini plateaus that we experience? What would I do differently? If you genuinely go through all of those questions about all these decisions that you've made that you think were wrong, you will start to see a pattern of growth for yourself. You will start to create a pattern of growth for yourself. And in that space, there is no wrong decision. In that space, we can more easily let go of the attachment to the outcome because we know that we're continuing to evolve. So, those two relationships that you have, if you really work with those, you will start to lean back into that energy of naturally trusting yourself. You will feel the certainty in your decisions. If you do it from that place, you will grow.